Yo, what up guys? So we're back with another Star Citizen video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So we're gonna be checking out another architect reviews video. So shout out and credit goes to Morphologis as always. Now this one is called an architect reviews the 300i. I don't know what the ship is. I don't know what it looks like. Nothing. I'm going into this completely blind. But as always, if you guys have more information about the ship, or if you guys just want to share your opinions about the ship, if you have used it before, please put down in the comments below as always. So with anything else, let's just jump right into it. Oh, by the way, guys, compared to his other videos, this is not even 9 minutes long. His usual videos are like 20 or 30, so this is going to be a really short one. Maybe he doesn't have much to say about this one.
The signature white-on-black color scheme of Origin Jumpworks does nicely to accentuate the design language of sweeping curves that exist here on the 300i from stem to stern. It's a design language that's been translated extremely well from the already reviewed 600i. Hey guys, I'm Morphologis, and in this episode of An Architect Reviews, we're going to be doing a bit of a mini episode here on the 300i. It's a small ship, but there's a lot in it, and I think it's going to be a fun little review for me to do. As always, this episode is meant to offer some constructive criticism from my professional point of view, and is, of course, my opinion, as all design is. It's a subjective trait, and therefore everybody's going to have a slightly
pretty cool so far.
Different take on the issue. That being said, I subscribe to the idea that there is such thing as good and bad design, and so, when I see it, I like to point it out. So without further ado, let's get started.
So far, I like the design of the ship.
Not to be confused with the term design language, we like to talk about the approach. Now, this is an architectural term, but I can see it being applied to things like spaceships, because it's an opportunity for the designer to communicate positive things about the experience the user is about to have. Is it welcoming and light, or is it foreboding and heavy? Well, the 300i, I believe, with its soft, sweeping curves and light color, is a very welcoming design, and it does communicate, to me at least, that there's some sort of level of luxury that the user can reasonably expect upon entering the interior, and sure enough, the interior is no disappointment. At least spatially, it's much more successful than the 600i, which failed to utilize the space adequately. In the 300i, it does a lot more with a lot less, but still manages to make the interior feel spacious. You've got a bedroom, a sink with kitchenette, a storage area, and even a toilet. And I believe it manages to accomplish this level of comfort because it has this wonderful sunroof that extends the entire length of the cabin. It manages to extend the space to the exterior, artificially making the space feel.
So far, what I really like is not just the sunroof,
cabin. It manages to,
but the light, and not just the lighting looks cool. But however, look at the color. The color actually, in my opinion, fits really well. I mean, look at the white, look at the brown, and it's beautiful and it's shiny. But I really like the color so far and how it's so sleek, and in my opinion, it looks a bit elegant too.
To extend the space to the exterior, artificially making the space feel a lot larger than it is. However, materiality is where it falls apart, at least for me. Here in the original concept artwork for the 300i, you'll notice that material is actually being used to delineate space as opposed to just accent it. It's done very well here in the kitchenette as well as in the sleeping area, making it feel a bit more domestic and warm. The carpet on the floor is also a lot more welcoming, being white and gray, making the space feel a lot brighter. Also notice that beneath where the flight seat should go, the carpet's been removed. I love this little subtle detail, separating the flight area, which is more utilitarian, from the more domestic rear cabin, which is for relaxing and luxury. Sadly, this idea has been removed from the final design. And if you'll notice, the wood is now here being used more to accent the space as opposed to defining it and separating it from the other program. The wood is replaced instead by this black, which dominates the interior, running counter to the idea of making it feel larger, as black tends to compress space rather than expanding it. Fortunately, the remaining wood accent and excellent lighting seems to save the design somewhat. but it could have been a lot better in my mind if it would have followed the original design concept a little bit more closely. I do, however, appreciate these lighting strips that run along the top and bottom
like I said, that looks cool.
corners of the ship. I find them to complement the design quite nicely, and of course I'm a bit partial to blue. Moving up to the dashboard of the ship, I think this area sums up nicely the issues with the interior's design. The changes that they've made have not necessarily been positive. In their attempts to make it look more realistic by panelizing everything, they've eliminated the very smooth and simple line work that the original captured so well. This cockpit in this original concept design, I think, is a lot more successful and beautiful than the current design that we have in the live PTU version. The 300i is a great case study of design.
I agree. I actually like this design more
that we have in the IG's design process. They come up with these amazing conceptual designs, and then they get into the detailing phase where for some reason they feel it necessary to over-detail everything. And while I think this works for RSI and Drake ships, for the 300 series or for the 600 series, anything made by Origin for luxury, I think it doesn't work. Over-detailing is not more. And this now goes into the definition of less is more, which a lot of people get confused by. You see, it's not about removing stuff from a space. It's actually about eliminating superfluous detailing from a design, leaving only the most basic and necessary gestures. This makes them more pronounced and highlighted, yes, but that means that if they're done well, it makes the space feel exceptional, luxurious, and extremely well considered and crafted. What saddens me about the 300i is that the concept work was so great, and that by over-detailing, making it too busy, they've somewhat dissolved that original conceptual idea into something I think that is just a little bit less successful.
Okay, so this is what I'm getting from Morphologis. He really admires the original design and everything, and he thinks whatever changes the creators and designers made was a huge step back. And what I'm getting so far is on the outside, the ship looks really small. But the fact that they're able to fit all this kind of makes it look a lot bigger than what it looks like from the outside, but it looks like it can only accommodate one person. So this is pretty much like a single person ship. But either way, like I said, I really like the design of, as he said, the wood, the lighting of it, and the colors. In my opinion, I really like it too. But for instance, the cockpit area, it does look a lot better in the original than this one, in my opinion as well. So again, that's the one thing I'm taking away so far from Morphologis. The original design was a lot better, and this one is just a huge step backwards.
I hope they'll learn from this in future, by considering for a moment that spending more time on a design does not necessarily make it better. Making more details in something does not necessarily make it more beautiful. At some point, you reach the point of diminishing returns, and I think that they may just have passed that mark in the final stages of the 300i's design. Before I finish off the video with my concluding thoughts, I wanted to show you guys the party trick this thing has on the bottom part of the ship. It's got a drop-down cargo bay, making it a pretty practical design. Allows you to pick up packages and physically drop them off on the bottom of the ship, something that other similarly sized ships in its class lack, making this one of the best starter ships you can currently get in Star Citizen. So if you guys are looking to get into it right now, this might just be the ship for you. At least it's on my top 2 list right next to the Avenger. But now, let's get into my conclusion.
So if I started an account and jump right into it, this will be one of the best ships to start off since I'm a noob.
Concluding thoughts about the 300i. In conclusion, with the exception of the detailing issues I found on the interior, I find the overall design to be exceptional. It's definitely on my recommended list, and it will remain in my own personal inventory. The core lesson I hope that all of you will take from this video is that less is sometimes a lot more. Sometimes it's the small gestures, the simple details that make the most impact. Sometimes it's not about adding more, it's about making what you have more refined and well resolved. As I said in the first part of this video, I hope that this has been constructive. I have not meant this to be a personal attack on any of the designers over at CIG. You guys have done and continue to do a wonderful job every single day, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with next. And of course, as all designers know, design is subjective. And so I want to know your opinion. What are your thoughts on the 300i? What would you change? Or maybe you like it just as it is. Let me know down below. Also, if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out and my channel. If you're looking to get into Star Citizen but you're still on the fence, make sure you check out my other videos on Star Citizen or just hop over onto my Discord and ask around. If in the end after that research you've decided to get yourself into Star Citizen, you can use my referral code down in the description below, which will give you 5,000 AUEC starting cash. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys next time.
All right, so that was a pretty short video, but very informative and constructive. So this is what, before I forget what he said at the end, I like how he addressed that this is not a personal attack, this is just constructive feedback. And I do agree. If you think, if people think that that is a personal attack, then they have no idea how to improve or learn. Because what he did was, he did say what he does not like or what he thinks could have been done better, but that is why it's feedback, because you just don't say, man, I don't like it, and leave it alone. You say what you don't like, and maybe you can actually put your thoughts and say what could have been done better. That is personal feedback. I mean, that is what I receive a lot from a lot of you guys. There are some who do personal attacks, just saying like, bro, this quality's not it, or this content's not it, and things like that. And I say, hey, okay, hey, if you don't want to watch it, just don't watch it. I mean, what can I do? I mean, maybe I can improve, sure, but if you're just gonna come across at me like that, then I'm not gonna listen to you. But however, some of you guys are saying, hey, great video as always. By the way, what maybe you can do is this X, Y, and Z, and maybe your video will be a lot better, or maybe your audio will be a lot better. Then I take that as feedback. So yeah, I agree. That is something I need to work on, or maybe, oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, then I'll look into it and see what I could do better. And that is what I did. I know my audio was not that good, and a lot of you guys have been saying that, so that's why I looked into it, and now I was able to fix it. Like that. That's feedback. And I know there's people who are sensitive and emotional and don't want to even listen, thinking like, oh, man, he's just attacking me. Those people either need to learn and see that they are not doing it just to hate on you or hurt you. They are doing it so maybe it'll give you a wake-up call or a check to know that there is room for improvement. But anyways, I'm going in a whole different direction. But anyways, this is a really great ship. It's very small, kind of like a starfighter. But overall, I say the design looks really cool. And I do agree with him. There could have been rooms for improvement, or maybe there are some things they should have just kept from the original design. So that's all I got for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And as always, credit and shout out goes to Morphologis for the video, for doing an amazing job, for breaking down the ship's design, interior, and flaws and everything like that. So he did a great job as always. Shout out to all my members and subscribers and viewers. You guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps on growing and why it keeps on continuing. So with anything else, I'll see you guys next time.